Learning does not stop at school only. We learn every day depending on where we are in life. April being a month, most schools here, they are on their first term holiday. So I wanted to take this opportunity to do more of motherhood talks. So today I want to talk more of skills we need from childhood to adulthood or rest of our life. Be it you are a child, a pupil, a student, or about to work, or an entrepreneur, you will need these skills for you to succeed in life. Being a mom of two, I want to instill these skills to my kids and any child out there so that they may grow being aware of them. Yes, I know they do learn at school, but you know what? Education starts from home. A parent and teacher work together with one goal: making our generation succeed in life. I hope you are going to enjoy this video and you are going to watch up to the end, and you are going to comment below how you find this video. If it's your first time to be here, my name is Anna and I do more of motherhood talks. Every week we have one video between Monday and Wednesday. So if you find this video of value to you, please remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And thank you so much for finding time to watch this video. To my returning subscribers, thank you so much for always coming back. So I'm going to put down all the skills, giving an example based on my experience as a mom. Being organized, also termed as being well planned, planning yourself well, or could be termed as a goal setting, is very important. As parents, when we are raising our kids, we need to teach these skills to them because they are going to need these skills. Being organized is, in my case, my kids, whenever they wake up, I've taught them, or I'm also teaching them, it's not like they're still learning, I've taught them to be organized. From the time they wake up, they have to make their beds. They have also to know what is the next thing to do, go to the bathroom, brush their teeth, wash their face, maybe apply some cream on their face, go downstairs, take their breakfast, wash utensils, ensure that everything is done accordingly. So I always teach them how to prioritize tasks from the moment they wake up to the moment they go back to sleep. So being organized is very important. It's something, this skill you are going to need it for the rest of your life. Once you from home, at school, you have to be organized. You have to know exactly where your books are, where your pens or your pencil are, what time are you supposed to go for a break. That is all about being organized. So it's very important to teach them to your kids as they grow. It's going to make their life very, very easy. Once they finish their studies, they are going to look for work, or they are going to be entrepreneurs. They need this skill, being organized. At work, you need to be organized. What are your tasks? Which tasks are very urgent? Which task can wait? So you need to plan yourself well, prioritizing task, prioritizing activities. It's one way of being organized. So being organized is a skill we will need from childhood to the rest of our life. Focus is also another skill which need to be instilled to our kids. I think I'm talking about kids from 2 years, from 3 years onwards to the rest of our life. So they need to know it's very important to focus. In my case here, whenever the kids are doing their homework, I make sure they are not watching television, they are not using their phones, so they have to focus to do that homework. Once they are done with the homework, they can do something else. On Saturday, like I said in my previous video, that is the day we normally do cleaning in this house, because I don't have a housemate. If you have not house help, if you have not watched my video, you can go back and watch after you finish this one. So big focus here is when we are doing house activities like cleaning the house, we need to focus. What task are you doing? You have to complete that task. If it's cleaning, wiping the windows, wiping the TV stands, wiping the sofas, you have to focus on that task, finish the task, and then do something else. So being focused, it's something you need to be taught from childhood to adulthood, because you will need this. When you go to work or when you are at school, you focus listening to what teacher is teaching you. So it's good to teach your kids to focus every time they are doing something, to focus on that something, so that they may avoid errors. So focus is another skill which we'll need from childhood to the rest of our lives. Communication skills, oral and written communication skills. Teaching your kids from child, when they are starting to talk, we always teach them on how to talk. So as they grow, they have to be clear, they have to be precise what they are communicating. They have to use the right language. They have to be very respectful. So communication is very important. This is something also which is very, very tested when you are looking for a job. Also when you want to be entrepreneur, those are the option I have in this video. So you will need them. You will need to communicate with your clients. You will need to communicate with your employees. At home, teach your kids on how to communicate. They should not interrupt when someone is talking. They have to wait for that someone to talk, and then now they can weigh out or they can communicate back. So it's very important to teach them on how to communicate, so that first, not to offend someone, because when you interrupt someone, you have not allowed that person to communicate what they want to communicate. So it's very important to teach them from childhood to adulthood, because we will need this skill for the rest of our life. Communicating with strangers, people out there, family members, teach them, practice communication, a calm communication, a polite way of communicating this, respecting one another, asking permission. Please, may I pass? Please, may you bring for me a plate? May you bring for me a cup? You know, communicating respectfully is very important. So as a parent, as a mother, you need to instill this skill to your child, so that they may not have a hard time as they grow. Awareness also is another skill. Awareness is another skill. Being observant, being keen. with what is surrounding us is very important. At least you are aware that what is surrounding you. If anything unusual happens, you will know this is not usual. You'll know on what to act. You'll know what to do. So it's very good to be aware of what is surrounding us and how we can react if something unusual happens around us. So being aware also is very important. In a case whereby you see a stranger following you, that is how I normally teach my kids. Or you see something unusual, maybe an animal you have not seen before. So what is the best way to do? Of course you are going to react, maybe shout for help or run or something like that. So it's always good to be aware of what is surrounding us. So we'll need this skill for the rest of our life. When you go to work, when you go to school, it's good to be aware of what is there, what are the rules, what is expected of you, what are you supposed to do. All that lies under awareness. So it's very important to learn this skill, and because we'll need this skill for the rest of our life. So as a parent, please try to let your kids know about it's good to be aware of our surrounding and what we should do if anything unusual happens. What are we supposed to do? What are they supposed to do? Time management. Time management is very important to teach your children. Like now, this is what is happening. Kids are on their holiday. So like for my son, I'm teaching him how to keep time. There's a time for him for playing, and there's a time for him to be in the house, the time for him to take shower, all that. He needs to keep time. So for me, I've taught him between this time to this time, you're supposed to go out and play. That is if you want to go and play. Playing is very important for our kids. So teaching them, I've taught him how to take time seriously, and he's learning that, because whenever he goes against that, I have to ground him. So I've taught him this time, between this time and this time, you're supposed to go and play. That is if you want to play. Between this time and this time, you are supposed to take shower. Between time to this time, that is the time you are supposed to do this and this and this. I've also taught my daughter on time management. From the time they wake up, because I'm always at work and they're at home because they have closed school, like I've said. So between this time and this time, they're supposed to take breakfast. And then again, there's time for watching TV, and there's time for them to play. And also there's time for them to do their homework. Although I've given them this week, they just relax, and then from next week they will start doing their homework. So time management is very important. You will need this skill, especially at school. They will need it. They know this is time for break, this is time for mathematics, this is time for English subject. They have to prepare themselves based on time, managing their time. They know like exactly what is required during a mathematics subject. They know exactly. So it's good to teach them time management, so that they may not like be found, they may not have some issue or be late of doing something. Yeah, so it's very important. They will also need this at work. They know exactly what time, they will be knowing exactly what time they're supposed to go to work, what time they're supposed to do this, their task, this and this and this. So time management is good, and we as parents, we are supposed to start teaching our kids from when they're small. By the time they are adult, they know exactly this will make their life very, very easy. So time management is very important, and we have work as parents to instill this to our children. Listening skills. Listening skills is another task which is very, very important. As a parent, I know you know exactly what I am saying. Kids, you need to be patient with your children. Repeating yourself, repeating on something. That is something we do like every day as parents. But like I said, we are patient. So we have to be patient with their kids. So we have to teach our kids that it's very important to listen on what you are being taught. Listen what you are being taught. And if you have not gotten it clear, just say maybe an excuse for or a pardon to be explained back exactly what you're being taught. So listening skill is very important. Teaching our kids on how to listen. In most cases, you will find like you are talking to a child and they are not even listening what exactly you are telling them. So once you have finished talking to them, maybe you have told them, please don't do this. Once you finish, they will go on and start doing exactly what you have taught them not to do. So as a parent, you need to be patient with your kids. Keep on telling them it's very important for them to listen on what they're being taught. Even at school, they are being taught the same thing like every day. Every week they have to be taught this and this and this. So it's very important they know like listening is very important. First of all, when you listen, you will not end up like feeling like bad, like once you do against what you are being taught, you know, at the end of it you'll feel bad, like you'll be punching yourself, telling yourself, I wish I listened to what I'm being taught, what I'm being taught. So you'll avoid feeling bad about yourself, some mistake like falling in trouble for not listening. So listening is very important, and you will need this from childhood to adulthood for the rest of your life. You'll have to, this listening skill is something you will need for the rest of your life. Be it you are at school, be it you are working, you are an entrepreneur, you have to listen to your clients, you have to listen to what your boss is telling you at work. Because you know, if you are being like at work, let me give you an example. If you are being taught by your boss, don't do this, or this is the time you're supposed to come at work, and then again the next day maybe you come late, and if this keeps on repeating, you are going to lose your job. Let's say you are an entrepreneur, and then again you are not listening to your clients. Maybe your product needs something better, and then your client has highlighted this to you. You know, there's these reviews we normally give to our clients to put down their reviews. So if you don't listen to what the client is telling you, then you're going to lose your client, and that will lead you to losing your business or closing your business. So listening skill is very important for you to succeed in life. Attentive to detail. It's more of also listening. Being attentive to what you're being taught is very important. I think this one talks more of also listening. Attentive to detail also, in some cases, the detail can be oral or written. A child, they are doing their exam, at school, and then you read about, please write down, or write down this and this and this. And for you, maybe write the do's, maybe write the do's of this and this. For you, after reading, because you're not being attentive to the detail, maybe you'll think it's write the don'ts of this and this. So that is not being attentive to detail. Being attentive to detail is reading and understanding exactly what you are needed to do. Write do's of this and this. Write exactly the do's, not the don'ts. So you have to be very, very attentive to detail. At work, maybe you have received a document you are needed to act upon and submit it the same day. And if you're not attentive to detail, maybe you'll think that document should be submitted maybe the next day. So it's very important, once you have something, go through it, and please be very, very attentive. Be very, very attentive to what you are required to do. So attentive to detail is something we need to teach our kids, our children, from when they are at home to when they are out there. This will help them. This will make their life very, very easier. And they will succeed in life, because these skills are very important. We should not rely, just put everything on our teachers. Mothers, fathers, we are also good teachers. It's very good to teach them. Especially now, the teachers they are on their break, so it's our time as parents to take over. Because in this journey of nurturing our kids, it's not about teachers only. Parents, we are supporting one another so that we can make someone's life out there very successful in future. So being attentive to detail is very important. Teamwork, being a team player also is very important. If you have been watching my videos, like the previous one, I talked about reason why I don't need a house help. Is because now we do task as a family, like household activities we do as a family, and that is teamwork. Teaching your kids, your children, on why we should work together is very important, with the aim of achieving one goal. Here in my house, we do like tasks together so that we achieve one goal. Like make sure the house is clean, make sure laundry is all washed, so we do all together to achieve one goal. Teamwork is very important. It's a way of generating or sharing ideas. It's a way of learning from someone else. We are all gifted differently. You'll find someone out there is gifted, it's more gifted in something which you are not even more on that. So it's always good to share ideas. Engaged learning is good. So being a team player, at the end of the day, it's a way of learning new things. So doing things together shows togetherness. For me, it's a togetherness, unity. It's a unity. We are one. It's a way of showing that we are one. There's a togetherness in this. So be it you're in school, doing things together is very important. Like in most cases, when you go to school, you'll find there are sessions whereby they'll have engaged learning, social learning all together. There are some activities whereby they have to group the pupils, students, children all together so that they may learn something, with the aim of supporting one another. So you'll find maybe they are doing clay work. Let me put that. So one will bring water, one will bring clay, one will bring some paints and all that, for them to make maybe a doll or a ball or something like that. Sharing ideas, supporting one another is very important in this life. You cannot do something alone. It's better doing something with someone else than doing alone. So I'll just put it that way. So being a team player, teamwork is very important. And being a parent, out there, please, if you have not been doing this, start doing this to your child. Start teaching them. Working together is very important, with the aim of achieving one goal. Togetherness, unity is very important, which we will need for the rest of our lives. Decision making skill is very important. In my case, this is what I'm going to explain this decision making. I'm a YouTuber, and also in most cases, my kids, they are not that confident in camera. So there are some content which I need maybe to, I may need to involve them. But when you ask them, they say, no, I'm not interested. No, please, mommy, don't video me, all that. So I respect that, because they have their good reason why they don't want to do that. Why they don't want to appear in the video. So that is a decision, like they have decided they don't want to make. I've let them decide, not forcing them to do that. I don't know if I'm making it clear. I'm letting them to decide if they want to be in the video or not, and I respect their opinion. Like, I don't need, in some cases they want to be, because if you go through my videos, you'll find some videos I'm with my kids, and some videos I'm not with my kids. So I always ask permission, with the aim of, like, I want them to decide things, like they're in a position whereby they can decide to say no or yes. So decision making, that is a way you can teach your kids on how to decide for themselves. I don't know if I've explained this skill better, but you can just put down in the comment section on decision making how you can apply that to your children. This is a very important skill you will need at work, you will need in high schools, you will need in your business, on decision making. Let's say at work you are a boss, and then you see that in most cases, how can I put this, there are some staffs which are not following rules at work, and they keep on doing this intentional. So in that case, you'll have to decide to maybe to let them go or give them a warning. Yes. Yeah, that is how that's a good example on decision making. So for the kids, like in some cases, once they come from school, and then maybe there is nothing ready for them to eat. Can I put it there? Yeah, they'll have to decide, like, okay, what can we then do, because we always, like, there's always snacks for them to eat. In some cases, maybe they are finished. My daughter knows how to cook, so in that case, in most cases, maybe there's nothing for them to eat ready, then she will decide, maybe, okay, let me just prepare something light for us. So decision making is very important from childhood to adulthood. Critical thinking. This is whereby decision making and also critical thinking, they are kind of similar. So critical thinking, it's whereby you have to think. Maybe in a case whereby you break a plate, plate, that is it do happen. So in that case, what are you supposed to do? You have to think of safety first. If you have someone in the house, let them know there is a broken pieces down here, please don't walk near this place, and then clean it up. Critical thinking, it's a way of, you have to think outside the box. What are you supposed to do when you have that kind of emergency? What are you supposed to do? So critical thinking is also, it's good, it's very important to teach your kids on to think. If you don't teach these things to your kids, they will never know them. They'll never know. In a situation whereby an urgent need is needed, they have to think outside the box. They have to think outside the box. In a case whereby a gas, we use a cooker, a gas, if it's not locked well, it will start leaking, and then there's a smell. If this happens, what are they supposed to do? Run and check if the cooker is locked, or the gas itself, the container, if it's locked, and lock it, because this can cause a worse situation around the house. So critical thinking is a skill you have to instill to your child, because they will need it for the rest of their lives. Hospitality skill is my final skill. Hospitality skill is very important. Teaching your kids to be welcoming. To be welcoming, I've worked in hospitality, and I know how important it is to be welcoming. So teaching them to be welcoming is very important. In most cases, you will find kids, they have come in the house, or you have a visitor in the house. So they have to know, it's very important to welcome that visitor. Please welcome, offer them something, maybe tea, juice, or some snacks. So to be welcoming is very important. So those skills, like hospitality skill, is something your child will learn from you. Being a parent, you have to demonstrate about hospitality skill. If you have a visitor, welcome them. Welcome home. Offer them something. It will look so bad you have someone in the house and you cannot offer them even water. So it's very important to teach them how to be welcoming. In this case, once they go once they start working, it will be very, very, very easier with them when they are welcoming client. Like, you have to smile, greet your client, welcome your client in the company or in the office, and then ask them, how may I help you? That is a welcome, being welcoming, our hospitality skill. Talking is a way of a polite talking, not a strange look, a polite and a welcoming gesture. Like, welcome that person, offer them something, and then ask them exactly what the help they need from you. So it's very important to teach this, because it will look so bad. Maybe you are busy somewhere, and then you have a visitor back in the house, and your kids, they don't know what to do. So sit down with your child, sit down with your children, and teach them these things. And also, whenever you have a visitor in the house, let your kids see, so that in your absence they will do exactly the same thing you are doing. So hospitality skill is very, very important. So those are some of the skills which I wanted to talk them. I know there are many, many skills, but those are some of the skills I needed to talk, to let you guys know. So as a parent, if you have more of those skills which we need to teach our kids from the time they are small to the time they are out there in the world or on their self, just put them in the comment section. It's good to learn all these things together. We are learning. My channel is all about learning, sharing ideas, you know, nurturing our kids. Let's build these skills, or let's grow these skills together the best way we can. Put those skills down there, and it will help me, it will help someone out there who is watching this video, and also who is going to go down through the comment section. So that's it for me. For those who are new here, like I always say, thank you so much for finding time to watch this video until to this point. And to my returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back. If you have not subscribed to my video, please remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you may be notified between Monday to Wednesday. Please comment, like, and also share with your friends, with your family, so that we may grow together. So until my next one, say bless. Nawapenda sana.